Alright, so the ban list has finally come down. It is finally official. A lot of the stuff was somewhat predictable. You could see something was coming, but as in every ban list, there are always a few surprises. So let's get right down to the forbidden list. Up there, first and foremost, was Goyo Guardian. This guy pretty much, if his attack went through, it was a +1 for you. I could see them banning it. I mean, he was just too powerful for a 6-star. He was too easy to get out there, I think. But what the judge said at my locals was he would be able to take Exceed monsters when the Exceed monsters come down the pipe to us. A lot of the things on here are basically to keep Konami's baby. Basically, just give it a fighting chance. So I don't know. We'll see if that works out or not. But that's pretty much the reason why Goyo was banned. Cold Wave had it coming for a long fucking time. It just took too long, in my opinion. Mass Driver, again, took too long. It was the main component of every single FTK build pretty much ever built. Let's get down to limited. Kalut and Honest. Just that one card going down to 1 pretty much kills Blackwings. Not completely, but they won't be tier 1 anymore. They really don't have a fighting chance against 6 Sams or pretty much any other deck now. They will be about in the same rank as Lightsworns were last format, sneaking up there in like the top 8 or top 16 at a few YCSs and stuff like that. But they definitely won't be the big heavy hitters that they were. And Lightsworns are going to get hit really bad with Honest going to 1. They were sneaking up in the top 8, top 16, like 1 or 2 of them every now and again. Now I think that that double Honest was the one thing that was annoying enough to keep them up there, and now I just don't think they have what it takes. The Lightsworn engine will always be there. I mean, it's just that milling engine is just too good to go away. So there will be some form of Lightsworns up there in the top 16. It just won't be straight up Lightsworns anymore, I don't think. Dandelion. They were either going to hit Debris or Dandelion. They hit both. I didn't really expect that, but I thought, Debris would either go to 1 or 2, or Dandelion would go down to 1. And with Dandelion going down to 1, pretty much everybody saw that coming. A lot of people called that months and months before the ban list was even thought of. Let's see what else we got here. Book of the Moon. Shout out to Pro Winston. Book of the Moon. Book of Moon. This one was weird. A lot of people... At first, I thought it was just Konami doesn't like people running triple of just staples in every single deck, but then the ruling came down that ignition effects are no longer going to get priority. So Book of Moon would have been the big bad boss card of the format if that happened. But that ruling doesn't take effect for us until we get the Exceed monsters, most likely. So you can still call priority on ignition effects like Chaos Sort or stuff like that. But yeah, Book of Moon, if that's the real ruling change, and I guess again it's to help out Konami's baby Exceed monsters. I guess it makes sense if you're gonna make that ruling, but I wouldn't touch the ruling. I just think it's fine the way it is, but whatever. Gateway of the Six, obvious. I shouldn't even have to explain that shit. Let's see what else. Archlord Christia. On the semi-limited, we got Archlord Christia to 2. It pretty much sort of limited itself in just how much that fucking card costs, but now that it's going to come down the pipe in a structure deck, it's going to be a common. So you might see some fairy decks start gaining some steam, and they just nipped that in the bud before it could even get a real running shot. And the recurring theme in this ban list is basically they're nipping everything in the bud except 6 Samurais. That one Gateway down to 1, that is the only thing that they hit. They hit nothing else. 6 Sams are still top tier. They could ban Gateway and they'd still be top tier, because half their deck is still just draw power and searching. They still have Sheet and Smoke Signal, all that shit, so they will be fine. They will be top tier. They'll win every single YCS. If they don't win every single YCS this format, I will be extremely surprised. Card Trooper to 2, give Plant Synchro and Lightsworn's little something extra, give them a beat stick and a miller and just a little draw power card, give them a little bit something else. That might keep them up there. I doubt it though. Debris Dragon, they hit that because it was seeing some play being splashed in like 1 or 2 and like X Saber decks and some other shit. Spirit Reaper up to 2. Oh yeah, all right. It's kind of easy to pop him now because of 6 Sams and Gravekeepers. Yeah, I think that's probably a good decision. I wouldn't bring him up to 3 because there are still burn decks that are really fucking annoying. Megamorph, go ahead and make it unlimited. Should be unlimited. The OTK that surrounded that card is long since gone. Overload Fusion, basically only good for Chimera Tech Overdragon or Cyber Dark Dragon. Both those cards don't really see a whole lot of play, but with 2 Overload Fusions, they might see some play. You might see them at a regionals or something. They might do really well at a regionals. Who knows? But I think that's a good choice. I think they should unlimit it. It's really the same as Miracle Fusion. I'd just make it completely unlimited. I wouldn't touch it. World Tribute should have gone to 1 in my opinion. It's basically a top deck card or a starting card for the win. If you have that on your opening hand and you get your monsters out of your hand, you play that on the first turn. I mean, your opponent's fucked. I think they should have limited that. Icarus Attack to 2 doesn't really hurt Blackwings as much as Kalute to 1 does. As a Blackwing player, I almost always sided 1 out because you take out some Blackwings, put in like some Thunder Kings or Cyber Dragons or whatever. You didn't have that many targets for Icarus Attack anymore, so you'd always just take 1 out. Plus, they're going to start siding in 7 Tools and Starlight Roads, so it just makes sense to side 1 out. That really doesn't hurt Blackwings that much. Solemn Warning to 2 should have put to 1 in my opinion. It's just that card's just a little bit too good. Doesn't need to be banned, but put to 1 I think would be good. People say, well, it sort of limits itself with 2,000, but when you ran 3, you really didn't plan on using all 3 of them. You just planned on getting a better chance of getting 2 of them played. Should have been put to 1. I mean, it basically shut your opponent down for a turn. On to Unlimited, Chaos Sorcerer, awesome. He's fairly well balanced. If you use his effect, he can't attack. I mean, and he can only target face-up monsters. So Book of Moon, well, that goes down to 1 now. So, I mean, there are outs to him. He can't, just remove your shit like Caius and then attack for game. I mean, he's just not that big of a problem in my opinion. Snipe Hunter, again, not that big of a problem. Having 2/3 of a chance at destruction is not really that bad. Demise King of Armageddon, yeah, bring him back. His OTK is long since dead. Who knows? We might see the OTK come back and the shit might get banned all over again. Who knows? I mean, that'd be hilarious to me, but it probably won't happen. The King Tiger of the Ice Barrier, apparently there was some OTK in Japan, so they semi-limited him or something. I don't know. Gold Sarko should have never been semi-limited. With Pot of Duality out there now, it's just too slow. Skill Drain, again, shouldn't have been semi-limited. It's a good card. It's not broken. It does have a cost to activate. You have to pay 1,000. And with people playing, Solemn Warnings and Judgments and all that other shit, paying 1,000 is honestly kind of hard to do. So yeah, it kind of limits itself. I don't really see it as that much of a problem. And then Ultimate Offering was semi-limited. I never saw it have play at all. So maybe it'll see some play, but won't be that big of a problem at all. But anyway, that's my ban list reaction. It's a fairly okay list. I mean, there are some things I would change. I would probably put Pot of Duality to... Well, I probably wouldn't touch the Pot of Duality. It kind of limits itself. If you play 3 of them, you always go pot for pot. I'm surprised Heavy Storm didn't come back. Everybody's complaining about this massive back row setting, and Konami didn't do anything about it. But hey, maybe in September. The thing was, I traded a Ultra Honest for a Super Heavy Storm because I was that sure it was going to come back, but turned out Honest was the one that went to 1. So a little bit of irony there. Anyway, I'll let you guys get to it. Peace out.